Before we begin, thank you very much to the God Emperor of Mankind for joining the Patreon campaign. Elon? Is that you? I actually know who it is, and it's the only one other than Elon who would call themselves the God Emperor of Mankind. But thank you very much for the support. It is very much appreciated, and I know you've always got goofy names for me to shout out. That's always fun. Thank you very much for letting me do it one more time. Always appreciated. Thank you everyone for the support. You keep the channel alive, as I say many times, because I'm not kidding. Alright, so TFcon haul time. And you would think this would be like one of my super epic hauls, like when I post like what my family gets me for Christmas, or when I come back from MetroCon. To be fair, to be completely honest with you, I actually didn't spend that much at the convention, not nearly as much as you would expect. Oh, I bought a lot of stuff on the trip, but I'll let you guys know before we get into this, I went to Disney World beforehand, and something in my head said, a lot of the stuff at Disney World you can only get at Disney World, and the stuff that you're going to find at TFcon, you're mostly going to be able to find again online, especially the third-party stuff. And my brain said this to my brain, and said, good thought, brain. But it actually kind of worked out, because to be fair, the dealer's room was, the vast majority of the dealer's room was G1 stuff, of which I really don't have that much I'm after. You know, I'm down a few cassettes, you know, like, I don't have many of Blaster's cassettes, and at some point I need a Rat Bat and an Overkill, but beyond that, like, G1-wise, I don't know. I don't have an Octane. I was hawing over an Octane at Transformer Land for the longest time, and it sold before I made up my mind. So I'm still like, maybe I need a G1 Octane at some point. But like G1-wise, there's not a whole lot from that area that I don't have, unless it's like something crazy rare and expensive, like Euro G1 stuff. Things like that. But like, I really don't have anything in my realm there. And then third party, which you guys know. I did get a bunch of third party stuff on this trip, because of course I did. But I don't really go for third party that often. So it takes something really special and unique. If I think Hasbro won't make it, that becomes interesting third party to me. So really a lot, like I did a whole lap of the dealer room on Saturday, and I didn't really buy anything the entire day. I just hung out with people, which is what I went to the con to do. So I'm going to tell you this Disney trip because it was Galaxy's Edge. I went to Star Wars Land. But for now, let's show you what happened and what I did get. We're going to start off with the autographs for the convention. So I have this. So I brought this DVD to BotCon 2010, and it was signed by Peter Cullen, Paul Eiding, and Stan Bush. So my hope has always been to get as many G1 voice actors to sign this thing as possible. So this con was a chance I had to get Dan Gilvezan, so the voice of Bumblebee is now on it, as well as Victor Caroli, who is also the narrator in the movies. Of course, I've got 5 on the list now, and I'm so happy for that. Special interactions is what I go for, and like, they were kind of surprised to see, like, you know, these signatures on it already. But Victor Caroli was fun, because Victor Caroli is from the same area of Florida as me. So, like, I literally asked him if he was still with his acting troupe, which he started laughing at. He got a kick out of that. Someone actually asked him that, of all things. And it was great, because, like, everyone else gets to talk, like, oh, yeah, like, you made such a good narrator, or like, oh, yeah, I remember the commercials you did from childhood that just kind of stuck in my mind. Me and him are talking about, like, the local performance halls that shut down and where they perform now. It was a very different discussion, but I like having different discussions with the VAs. It makes it fun for both of us. So yeah, 5 on this list now. If I end up at TFcon LA in March, I'm gonna have to get a lot more on this, because that's gonna be the G1 reunion. I'm thinking about it. I'd love to do it. Let's see, who else? Let's see, let's start with the Beast Wars stuff. Richard Newman signed the original Rhinox for me, and he was surprised to see an original Rhinox at the table, considering that, there's a modern Rhinox or two out right now. So that was cool. That was cool. That one really wasn't like, other than just like surprise, that was just, kind of a normal interaction. I kind of felt bad for him because his line was really short compared to Gary's. But I think most of the people who went in line for Gary then just kind of slid over to his, so it was a line for both of them in a way. So I think he still did well, which is what I was hoping for. So I hope he had a good time. And then, of course, Gary chalked for me as well. So, boom. While I was at Acme Superstore, they actually had the Beast Wars 10th Optimus Primal. I wanted something Optimus Primal signed by him, and, at the very least, I don't like getting boxed figures signed. I like getting carded figures signed, because they're easy to hang up on a wall and such. But I needed something primal. And I couldn't afford to get a Robot Masters sealed. So this was available. It wasn't that expensive for what it is. So, alright, we've got a unique Primal signed at least. So I've got an Optimus Primal signed. But I decided to do to Gary Chalk what I tend to do to Scott McNeil, which is I'm going to pull the obscurity card on you. I'm going to get you to sign something that no one else here is going to bring up, because I want unique interactions with the VAs. And that led me to bringing him Slash from Reboot. It's the blue one, by the way. He laughed and slapped the table when he saw this. Because again, you have to remember, like, he's seen, like, if he's at that show signing things, he's seen he's seen hundreds of Optimus Primals that weekend already. Maybe he's seen some Armada Primes. A lot of Optimuses. Optimi. Whichever. No one else had Slash from Reboot. No one else went to this route. So he got a huge kick out of it. And he actually told me, like, there's a documentary that's coming out soon that he just finished recording for. So that was really cool. Like, again, unique interactions. Fun for them and you. So you walk away with a unique story, and that's what I get to walk away with. And I also now have a pair of autographed Hack and Slash. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I told you I purchased the Optimus Primal at the meet and greet at Acme Superstore. So what else did I walk away with? So I'm a sealed Beast Wars collector. Acme Superstore always has some in stock. The first time I ever went there, I kind of raided them out. I think I bought like 8 of them. And I don't think they've really replenished at all, because as I keep going back, it's like 6 months in between visits. And it's mostly the same ones, and it just kind of thins down a little bit here and there. But it never really replenishes. So, unfortunately, there isn't really much left. I did walk out with a Fox Kids Rat Trap, which is an interesting pull. And the chrome is in great shape. They also have a sealed normal Rat Trap, but every time I go, the transmetal has flaked off just a little bit more. So that one is probably never going to get bought by anybody, and I'm starting to feel bad for it. But I ended up with this one, honestly, just by default, really. I wanted to get a sealed Beast Wars toy from Acme, because I always do. But the only other option besides this was a transmetal Waspinator, which I would love, except a hole's been chewed through the side of the bubble, so it's not actually sealed. A Transmetal 2 Dinobot, which I would love, except half of the card and bubble have yellowed, but not the other half, so it's like left in the sun. And then a Transmetal 2 Cheetor, which is fine. The condition on it's fine, but they want $100, and I'm not big on Transmetal 2 Cheetor. So it's... No, I think I'm out of options. I think the wells run dry on that one, which is unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. I also did pick up another Beast Wars thing there, because it's one that I have in card, but not open, and it's one that I should have really had by now, and it's Man Terror. Nice affordable price, which is why I grabbed it. It is missing one disc, but I'm not really concerned about that too much. Really nice figure. The ball joints are actually really like dead solid on it. That's what I was always worried about getting this guy, because he relies so much on the ball joints that I was worried that, 25 years of wear and tear on them, he's just going to be a loose mess. Nope. He's doing good. He's doing fine. And for my love of Mantis, then yeah, I had to have him. He's fun. He is fun. So nice little pickup. And I don't think I saw one at TFcon, so I think pretty good pick for me. I'm sure there was one available there at some point if I'd gotten to the Beast Wars bins early enough, but it is what it is. Also, don't tell anyone. You have to keep this a secret. You can't let anyone know. I bought GoBots. And I'll tell you why, because these are two pieces of Puzzler, the GoBot Combiner, one of the two GoBot Combiners. And I got these because, in an accidental way, I've already gotten 3 other parts. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the names offhand. But I got the black one during my vacation to Arizona last year. On that same vacation, Matt, my buddy who I was visiting, he gifted me the blue one. And then the last time I was out on the east coast of Florida, over at Tate's, big comic book store there I've talked about on the channel, they had the yellow one. And the yellow one I grew up with because it was at my great-grandmother's house in the toy bin she kept for the kids. And I always thought it was some weird sunstreaker because it's a yellow Lamborghini and the robot mode has this like weird fin head thing. So they're actually quite similar in a weird way. But no, in a weird, completely by accident and availability, I've actually worked myself into 5/6 of Puzzler. So once I dig the others out, I know where the yellow one is. I need to figure out. I need to remember where the blue and black one are, and then once I get all of those ducks in a line, I'm probably just gonna order the last one. It's the white one that makes the groin, and I'm gonna have myself a Puzzler, which is super cool. Sinus bug update, by the way. I sound mostly normal. I am still dealing with a few lingering issues, like if I talk for too long, I get a tickle in my throat and I have to cough it out. But I'm almost completely good again. So luckily it's nothing bad. By the way, I'm sorry if anyone else if anyone who met with me walked away with a sinus infection too. I might have picked it up at Disney. I apologize very deeply. But it hasn't been too bad, so hopefully it wasn't too bad for you. Okay, last thing I picked up at Acme, and this was hysterical, because I spotted this just before I decided to check out, and of all things to find, I found a Shter. This was TFcon's exclusive in 2012 in Canada, and somehow, on TFcon weekend, 11 years later, it was at a toy shop 30 minutes up the road from TFcon Orlando. How crazy is that? I showed this to Proto-Man, like Daniel, who helps organize co-organizes the event, I think. He laughed. He got a big kick out of this. I got a huge kick out of this. And he's a cute little toy. Yeah, it was like one of the big highlights of my weekend. I walked out that, my TFcon started, and I got a TFcon exclusive before the con was even open, which I thought was great. Makes a great little story. But speaking of exclusives, I did pick up exclusives, and here's where the downfall of TJOmega, because we're going on a whole run of here's all the third-party stuff I bought. One of them is Slipstream, which I still think this is genius. They sold out of these on Friday, by the way, before the con was officially open to the public and the normal pass holders. This is a cool one. I've messed around with it in robot mode. I haven't really gotten a chance to transform it yet. But I love the idea. I love the idea of taking the thrust mold to make Slipstream from, because it does incorporate the VTOL fans from the Windblade mold she usually gets retooled from. So it's a great mix of the two. It's a really smart mix of the two. And yeah, prove you can have a lady bot without going hourglass figure and high heels, So I'm eager to kind of sit down and mess with that a little bit more once I get a chance. Go through it carefully, because it's a masterpiece alike seeker. They also had Vivants, Shattered Glass Steel Jaw in Black Lion Voltron colors, and I love this. I've always been curious about these remix figures that are full-size audio cassettes that transform into the cassette bots. or Cassetticons, whichever one you choose. And I always wanted one, but the price on them always seems like they're a little too much for what they're asking. But as a convention exclusive and an homage I really, really like, okay, I will bite. I want this one. Oh, I didn't pick a good one for my first experience, not because it's bad. It is not bad, but the engineering to transform it is absurd. Sam makes toys. He was sitting beside me while I was trying to transform it. I'm struggling to figure this thing out. And then he takes it from me and he starts fiddling with it. Keep in mind, he's an engineer who can create his own action figures and transformers. And he's having a hard time too. And he's handled this toy's original version many times. So even he was having trouble transforming it. It's a weird one. It's a super weird one to transform. I need to watch videos very heavily before I attempt it again. And then starts coming the downfall of TJOmega's budget. Because they had an exclusive they announced the day before the con when I was at Disney. So I was in line when I found out this thing existed. It is the reformatted lines version of IDW Chrome Dome, but in Joker colors. And don't tell anyone, but there's a Joker head and Joker weapons in there too. My budget, it's a super cool exclusive. And actually, like, I've had this one out, I've been messing with it. I actually really like this figure and I like how it transforms. I was not prepared. I was not prepared for another exclusive. I was going in thinking I was only buying 2, and here's another $90 I wasn't planning to spend. But it's worth it because it's super cool. And I'm surprised they got away with it at all. And then this was available. Hey, guess what? It wasn't a BotCon exclusive. It was just there at the early version of the dealer's room at TFcon. I really wanted this set. I'm very happy it was there. I totally forgot I pre-ordered it at TF Source in a way where I can't cancel the pre-order. So I've got it. And I might have it again. I'm going to email them, see if they'll cancel it just out of goodwill. But, yeah, I probably should have just waited for the pre-order. Because here's the thing. A lot of things came up that I was not expecting. Admittedly, I spent a little bit more on Friday before the con, before I even got to the convention, than I planned to. A little bit more than I planned to at Acme. Did a little shopping at Target I shouldn't have done. But I thought my budget was running fine. But then this popped up. And the exclusive I wasn't prepared for. And I forgot, it wasn't listed on my hotel, confirmation email that they're going to take $50 a night for incidentals. Because I only get a hotel once a year, so I always forget that's a thing. So the con hadn't even started. I'm out $400 that I was expecting to have at this point. Which meant my budget got very, very thin for the convention. On top of the fact that, yes, I went a little bit overboard at Galaxy's Edge 2. I'll do another video and show you all the overboard there. But in a way, it's okay. Like I said, the dealer room was robust. And there was a lot of stuff that if my budget was all over the place, I would have just grabbed. But honestly, it probably would have been stuff that I might have, second thought later or, regretted later. Just kind of man, I was just, eager to buy stuff, wasn't I? Not stuff I truly wanted or truly loved. So instead, I kind of just walked around waiting for just that thing to just kind of jump at me. And here's what jumped at me. Generation Toy Red Bull. You want to talk third party doing something unique. I loved this one. I've always wanted this third party figure. And I didn't even see it Saturday. I didn't see it till Sunday. And I absolutely adore this figure. I need to sit down and mess with it, too. I haven't had the chance to get it out yet, either. But I almost prefer doing it like this. Because, instead of just having a whole bunch of stuff that I just kind of threw money at, I waited and found something I genuinely loved. And I think it came out better in a way. Because, obviously, I still walked out with a ton of stuff. And I don't really regret leaving anything behind. There was a sealed Pterosaur vintage, not the reissue, for $70. That would have been nice to walk away with for my sealed Beast Wars collection. That one I kind of regret. I will admit that's a regret. But no, like, I'm kind of happy with what I found. Because it's so unique. I wish they did more of these. I also wish I found the white gorilla. They had the Gorilla Primal, the all mechanical gorilla mode one. I don't like that one as Primal. I like it in the Ultra Magnus colors, and I can never find that one anymore. But this was great. And then I found something else. I actually did buy something on Saturday, now that I think about it. But it was Saturday night after the con wrapped up. I was hanging out with the Transformerland guys, and one of them had a bin. And the bin was something that was full of stuff he found at a storage locker in Jacksonville, Florida. Which is, and we have no idea how this happened. We have no idea why it was there. But the bin was full of Euro G1 figures. Like, a lot of the jets, a lot of the color change cars were there. Action Master Elites. He had Windmill and Double Punch. And I really wish they weren't over $200 each, because I probably would have really wanted Double Punch. But there was a few things there that didn't have all their parts, but because of what it was, I still really, really wanted it. So I actually walked out with something from Euro G1 I've always wanted the original of. I have Thundercracker. He's on the computer stand. He's on my computer desk right now, just above my monitor, and I love it. I love it. I bought a colorblind test is what I bought. But I mean, I've always wanted it. Always wanted it. So, like, again, patience a virtue. You know, I didn't spend that much with the actual dealers at the con. I meant to, but I didn't. But what I walked away with stuff that I genuinely, genuinely love. So, the stuff that I'm not going to let go of for a long, long time. So, I'm happy with what I got. But that's not to say I didn't buy from others. I actually bought from artists. I actually got stuff from artists. So, I bought a bunch of mini prints because I don't have wall space for full-size prints. So, we got a little of those, like, 4x6 cards. All right, so, see, the one in the middle is from Josh Perez. He was a fan of the channel, which blows my mind. And I just thought that was a cute little play on Kiss Players. That's fun. It's not creepy, like Kiss Players was. It's just kind of like goofing on it a little bit, which I appreciate. On the left is from Josh Burcham, who also knows the channel. There's those little lingering things in my sinus infection again. But no, that was super cool. I love the idea of the Transmetal Waspinator in that Beast Wars IDW style. So that was great to get. And if I butcher her name, I apologize. Sarah Petred DeRocher, who did the family photo. Look at the family portrait for Cyclonus Tailgate and Whirl. I absolutely love it. It's like they're happily ever after. It's after Whirl moves in and everyone's happy. Yeah, this was... I love that print. I absolutely love that print. And then we got bigger. So this was on sale too. This one was from... I'm going to read and make sure I get everything right. This is from Casey Collar. He did this basically because my state laws suck and are very... they're very prejudiced. Let's put it that way. So he brought these in support. Every one of these that sold went to the Trevor Project. So I deeply appreciate that. I've done charity work for them in the past. So always cool to see. I love that he did this intentionally because my state is like nonsense. And this was like his way of supporting from within. And I really liked it. And it almost sold out. I think it sold out at the show, which I thought was great. So I got to find a place on the wall for that. Because I try not to buy big prints because I don't have the wall space for big prints. But then this beautiful thing showed up. And how do I not buy it? This is from Min Young Draws, _draws over on Twitter. And it's a gorgeous Star Saber, and there's a Deathsaurus to go with it. That's on the other side. I wish I had the wall space for both. I don't, but I will happily take my boy, my Star Saber. I love it. It's such a good print. It looks so good. And he threw in a sticker. I've got a Star Saber sticker that needs to go on my laptop at work somewhere. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's see, what else, what else, what else, what else? Into like, by the way, y'all are crazy. I had a lot of generosity thrown at me that weekend. Like I said, I got invited to dinner on Friday night. That was really special. Thank you again, Victor and Victor's father. I shouldn't remember the name of, but thank you very much again if you're watching. So I also went out to dinner on Sunday night, and again, I hate it because I didn't get the guy's name. He just wanted to he just wanted to go to dinner with a bunch of the YouTubers. And then we talked 3D printing, which is ironic because he had these waiting for us. Yeah, it's fun. I don't know how you knew I needed a new keychain, but thank you. I do appreciate it. So I've got a neat little Decepticon keychain now. I can't paint it up because it's gonna get scratched. I might blacken the lines though. Well, I might do that. Also, was gifted this from Lockbot 3DP. You see his info there. It is a full set of screen-accurate Minicon weapons from Armada. And yeah, this is super cool. So, yeah, once I get the display, once I rearrange the displays and get some of the new modern Armada toys up, yeah, I'm thinking Megatron's getting God, I can't even remember the name of some of these weapons now. But yeah, the Space Minicons are probably going to Megatron. The Sky Boom Shield probably going to Optimus. Starscream is getting the Star Saber. The other one is not getting that. I don't trust him with that. Another 3D freebie. This was from Sam Makes Toys, who again was absolutely awesome to hang out with all weekend. Like one of the late night crew in the lobby. This is an upgrade set for Armada Megatron from Legacy. This fixes the one gripe I had with it. Those weird, stupid shoulders that are mounted in the back and don't really work as well as normal universal joints. This fixes it, and I've never done upgrade components before, but I'm eager to give this a shot because I really want to see how that toy feels with proper shoulder engineering. So thank you again, Sam. I'm looking forward to cracking that toy open. I've got it down at the shop right now because I had reviewed it and hadn't brought it home yet. I got it out to bring home and totally forgot. I totally forgot to bring home. Speaking of stickers, I had a lot of stickers thrown at me over the weekend. I'm sorry I didn't get artist names with all of these. Literally just people just walked. Do you want stickers, TJ? Sure. Thank you very much. I got to figure out where the Autobot Decepticon hearts go. Definitely want to figure out something to do with those. Go Andy Robo provided the RC with the plastic love. Thank you very much. The Bumblebee and the Soundwave are from Darwin Rose Studios, some good friends of mine. Seen them at MetroCon too, always fun to talk to. They also gifted me these acrylic standees that are really, really cool. Yeah, the acrylic stuff they do is actually really clever. A lot of times, it'll be toy deco on the front and cartoon deco on the other side. On their Bumblebee stuff, the front side will be normal Bumblebee and the back side will be Goldbug. A lot of cool flip over ideas like that. And they gifted me the 2 Megatrons, which is super cool. Those are probably going on my desk at work, so I'm gonna have a couple of some Megs to keep an eye on the shop. Always great. I can't remember the name of the fan I met. I apologize because I'm terrible with names. I apologize greatly. He wanted a photo with me of him chasing me with a big big Legacy Metroplex axe. And someone there turned it into a Polaroid. A really cursed Polaroid. And this was done by Sissy _Esprit over on Twitter. They had a great art stand in the artist alley where they had resin cast Tarn masks that went in under an hour. They sold out of them in under an hour, which is ridiculous and great for them. A lot of interesting artwork, a lot of thirsty artwork if you like IDW villains, let's put it that way. But fun person. I got to talk to them briefly on Sunday night. So they were cool. They were cool to meet. Very forthcoming with some information, but it made it interesting. Again, another name I didn't get, and I apologize, but I was gifted this. It is a fully intact Beast Machines Nightstream, and it's going to be a Plastic Addict episode at some point, and I've got to, now I have to, like, I wasn't planning to do this one next, but now I got to do it next before the plastic gets any worse and destroys itself. I don't even know if I can transform it for review without it breaking. Like, literally everything on this toy is fragile. Like, the brown is metallic and swirly. The wings and the elbows are spring-loaded clear plastic. The translucent blue is noted to be super fragile. I don't know. If this thing breaks mid-transform, I'm going to have to come up with something really clever to still get an episode of Plastic Addict out of it. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will take care of it as well as I can, and then I will review it as soon as I am able to. And then there was the big one. Oh my god. So we already know Grimlockimus is an incredible customizer. He is also an incredible dude just to hang out with and talk to. So the guy's been following me long enough to know there are certain repaints I have always wanted, and has always upset me that we've always come up short. Mastermind Creation had a mold for it, and then but the original release did so badly that they didn't release the repaint, and I was always upset that repaint never got made. So now I was just kind of left hoping maybe Hasbro do a new version of the mold and repaint it at some point. It never really canonically appeared in that color scheme, except as like a little Legends toy. So, I don't know. Selects release, I don't know. But yeah. When he came to the meetup at Acme Superstore, Grimlockimus had this waiting for me. The man made me a Cybertron Skywarp. Didn't tell me he was doing it. He just had it. And first opportunity to see me, he drops it on me. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at this lad. Look at how good it looks. You see why I wanted this for so long. Oh my god. It is I don't know, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. Dude, thank you so much. Again, I'm never going to stop saying thank you for this. Like, literal dream come true. Yeah, nothing in the Hall top set, by the way. He's put so much work into that. He put so much work into that. But yeah, that's the Hall. That's everything Transformer-wise, anything like in the right realm that I got. This went on way longer than I expected it to, considering I really didn't do that much shopping. But we had stories to tell, and I think the stories are sometimes more important than the items themselves. Except this. This is awesome. This is just as important as the story. But thank you, everyone, for those who are generous enough to gift me something at the con. It means the world to me. Thank you to everyone again who came to Acme Superstore. Thank you for letting me feel like a rock star. That was amazing. And yeah, for everyone who wanted to see it, that's the haul. And thank you guys for watching. If you stuck through this long video, I appreciate it very much. And as always, I will see you next time.
We parlay with the captain.
You think a werecroc is going to listen to elvish rules of piracy?
Of course it would be the freaking elves that invented parlay.
I had to think of a quick replacement for the French.